Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Esther.
And we're interns here at Hill. And today we're going to show you how to navigate the TravelWise website to sign up for the Clean Air Challenge through Hill, Utah.
So for the month of February, we'll be participating in the Clear the Air Challenge. To join Hill's team, you can go to healutah.org/Clear the Air Challenge. If you scroll down to visit this website, you can click on TravelWise Tracker, and it will navigate you to the website to sign up for an account. And click Register to join and use any email you feel comfortable with or your Facebook, and you can join.
While she's logging in or signing up for an account, I'll just kind of tell you about what TravelWise is and what we're doing with the Clear the Air Challenge. The challenge is February 1st through the 28th, and you can log trips and connect to networks to log as many trips as you would like to be able to win the title of the cleanest network. This is a resource to raise awareness of how many trips you're taking on if there are any alternative transportation routes. Although the mobile site is usable, it's not the best, so we would recommend using the desktop.
Cool. So it will navigate you to this page where you can see Great Salt Lake and the Salt Lake Valley. And you're going to click Go to your dashboard. Your dashboard is going to be where you're logging all of your trips. So the easiest way to use TravelWise Tracker is to put in some of your favorite trips. So trips that you take weekly or like work, school, and any like the grocery store. So I'm just gonna put in, I'm gonna see if it has Heal Utah. Ooh, it doesn't. I'm gonna put in Westminster College, and it'll pull up that, and just make sure that you are choosing the right destination. Perfect. And then I'm gonna put in Heal's address because I go here all the time. Perfect. And then it's gonna say view my commute options. It's gonna give you some options for starting a carpool. If you're interested, you can click on someone and press connect, which will send an email to them. It also gives you different transit options like public transit, walking, biking, or driving. I usually drive by myself, unfortunately. And I can favorite this trip to use it for future use by pressing the star, and that will save it onto my dashboard. If you're interested in carpooling, you can put in the days of the week that you go and the times to connect with other people.
And then the main thing on this one as well is that under the additional options, you can share this trip with, it says everyone, it's publicly shared with only selected networks. So for example, only the Hill network people could see, or it could just be private, so you could just save it for yourself.
Cool. And press save and return to my dashboard by clicking the top. And if you go into, on the bottom it says log your trips, and you can go to log trips and choose, I'm going to choose my favorite trip that I just favorited from school to work. You can put in your departure time, whatever that might be, as well as if it's going to be a round trip, then you can put in your return time. If not, you can just choose no return trip. It tells you the distance, and then also you can choose your mode of travel, so that will determine how much CO2 usage and like the cost that it generates. Yeah. And you can log and you have your trip in. If it's not one of your favorite trips, then you're going to still continue on log trips and click under favorite trip, and then it gives you the option to click here to enter custom locations. So I'm going to click on that, and then you can just enter the two addresses that you're going to and from, and just log that as well. If you ever mess up and you're like, oh, that actually isn't a trip that I took, you can go click on history, which is right next to log trips, choose the date that the trip was, and you can either edit or delete that trip. After you've logged some trips, it will come up with your stats. Let's see. And so because I just made my account, I only have one trip logged, and it tells me how long the distance is, and then SOV standing for single occupancy vehicle, and how many feet you've driven as that. And if you were to put in a public transit option or walking or biking, then it would show the CO2 reduction from instead of an SOV trip, so a single occupancy vehicle trip.
This is a great website just to be aware of how many trips you're taking, and in addition to if you can actually skip the trip or trip chain, so hitting all of your destinations in one trip. Under mode of travel in your trip, when you're logging your trips, you can pick transit, van pool, bike, carpool, all the way down to skip the trip. There's lots of options there.
Mm-hmm. So trip chaining is probably the easiest way to reduce your CO2 output, just by planning ahead and being prepared to go to the grocery store by packing your reusable bags or picking up other family members. Biking is obviously great, but it can be hard during the winter months. Something interesting that TravelWise recommends is an alternative work schedule. By not commuting during rush hours, you can be on the road less and idling less. Or if it's an option to have longer work days. Yeah.
Great. If you have any questions, please comment and we'll get back to them as soon as we can. And in that time, please log in to Hills Network, and we would love to see you out there on public transit or biking on the roads. You can log your trips for the challenge February 1st to the 28th, but until then, you can practice, log your trips to get used to the system. Thank you.